It is all over for English football if Pep Guardiola signs a new deal with Manchester City. His current deal runs out in the summer of 2023, but his current squad have leaked to the Mirror that they believe he is going to extend beyond that time period. They've won the majority of the Premier League since he's joined in the last 6 years. They've dominated the League Cup to be the joint top holders of that tournament. Champions League is the only trophy that so far has eluded Pep Guardiola, but his squad and his team gets better and better each year. What will become of English football if he stays? And that isn't a dig at Manchester City. That is a question to Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United, and Arsenal fans, the chasing pack essentially. Can Man City be caught if Pep Guardiola stays? Hit that like and that share button. Get your comments in below. This is the Done Deal Show. Let's do it. Welcome back to the Terrace, ladies and gentlemen. Man City and Pep Guardiola are in conversations about extending his contract. The decision is likely to be made in the summer of 2022, this forthcoming summer, as to whether he stays or not. Now, the long-standing belief is that Pep Guardiola doesn't last anywhere too long, 3 to 4 years. Of course, this is his 6th season already at Manchester City. He's closing in on his 4th Premier League title. He has, 5 League Cups, an FA Cup, a Champions League final to boot as well. It's been a very successful and fruitful time period for Pep as a manager and Manchester City. A report yesterday in the Sunday Mirror, which very, very compelling read, follows on from a story from The Guardian's Jamie Jackson just a few short weeks ago, where Jamie Jackson stated that Guardiola will decide his future in the summer. That led many to believe that if City were to win the Champions League, maybe now would be the time for Pep Guardiola to move on to pastures new. That's kind of been the rhetoric. That's kind of been the thought process from a lot of people in the game. When is Pep Guardiola going to move on? Why would he move on, etc.? Man City players completely and utterly disagree. They completely disagree. They think Pep Guardiola is going to commit himself beyond this time period. They think Pep Guardiola is going to commit to another 2, 3, maybe even as many as 4 years. If they do that with some of the players they are lined up to try and sign, it's over for everybody. You may find a team or two in the next 4 or 5 years picks up a league title. Someone this year, for instance, someone different will win the League Cup. A few different FA Cup winners. I've only won the FA Cup once since Pep's been here, fair enough. But in terms of dominance, we saw Manchester United under Sir Alex Ferguson in the early mid-90s, the late 90s and early noughties, and then the late noughties and whatnot dominate. Win the vast majority of the Premier League titles. And it's one of those things to me where you look at it and think to yourselves, are Man City now going down that same route? Are Man City now, or have they already created their own level of dominance in that way? You know, if you actually look at it and you break it down, they kind of are. Man United won it in 1993, 94, 96, 97, 99, 2000, 2001, 2003. And then 07, 08, 09, 11, 13. So it was almost 2 stints with a little gap in the middle where Man United just dominated. Some people say it was 3 different teams, but it was like 2 stints where United just every other year, another team came in and won something, but United were the dominant force. Man City now, when you look at them, 2018, 2019, 2021, they're tipped to do it now 2022. That's 4 years. If Guardiola stays for another 4 years on top of this, how many more league titles is he winning? It's not inconceivable that he can push them past Chelsea's total number of Premier Leagues. He's going to go past it this year. How much more is he going to extend it by? Liverpool only have 1. Arsenal, 3. They are going to become the second most successful Premier League team ever this season if they win the league. Then they're only 7 behind Manchester United. Pep Guardiola is only 51 years of age. He has a long time left. And the most sobering thought for everybody, is Pep Guardiola is beyond happy. Where else is there for him to go? Legitimately, where else is there for him to go? And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I don't mean that in a nasty way. Man City love how he runs and operates. They are a match made in heaven. They are birds to feathers, fish to chips, hands to glove. They want to operate and play football in the exact way that Pep Guardiola performs as a manager. It's astounding. He has the resources. He doesn't have to compromise. Why leave? It is not inconceivable that if the owners stay on focus, the money keeps being spent, and if Pep Guardiola doesn't burn out, which maybe 18 months ago, a few of us felt like he was, back to his best now. He's kind of pushed through that uncomfortable period and gone on to another level or maintain the level. How many more can he win? Could he get City to 8, 9, 10 Premier Leagues? Can you imagine the work of 25 years under Sir Alex Ferguson almost being caught? How many more League Cup and FA Cups in that time will they win? And if they add a few Champions Leagues to boot, Man City have built themselves not just a dynasty, not just a new level of history, but Man City will have created something that puts them in the ballpark with the biggest and the best clubs in the history of the game. The football will be remembered. It will be iconic. The records broke along the way will be stupendous. The amount of titles can push them beyond, especially in the Premier League era, the vast majority of teams. The vast majority. And if you then start to look at the total amount of league titles, yes, Liverpool on 19 and Man United on 20, that's still a way away for them to catch up. That's still a way. They've got 7 though. But if he wins another 3 or 4, they become the third. I think they could look at that. They're 6 behind Arsenal, 5 at the end of this season. Maybe that's a target. Maybe to make them the third most successful league champions ever. And when you think about the Haalands, when you think about the players of that ilk they're now linked with, and you can't look beyond them signing. This is Manchester City. They can afford it. They've got Pep. They're the best team in England. This could be very damning. And if they sign someone like a Haaland, no one is catching them. Not with how Pep's teams play, not with how strong they are, not with how the resources are. Klopp did an amazing job of catching them and surpassing them for a year. But Man City's power and presence in the market pushed them back beyond that level. It did. You can't get away from it. It simply and utterly did. You've got to remember, they already have more league titles than Chelsea in the history of their club. They're going to have 2 more than Chelsea come the end of this season, most people would expect. Of course, Liverpool could throw the spanner in the works there and get their 20th league title. Champions League is now key. Legacy, the greatest clubs of all time, the greatest teams of all time have Champions League pedigree. Man City don't have any yet. That's what he's looking to achieve. And if he could win one, I wouldn't put it past this City team to win a couple. And can you imagine that? He gets his 3rd, maybe his 4th Champions League title. He makes Man City in the next 5-6 years the 3rd most successful team domestically in terms of league titles. He'll probably make them one of the most successful teams or the most successful team in the League Cup. He'll win a few more FA Cups. If he throws in a Champions League to boot, Man City are on their way to catching all the big boys in Europe. And they could do that inside the first 15 or so years of the investment from Sheikh Mansour. And I, for one, as a rival, I ain't going to hate on this because I just don't have that in myself to be that way. But this is bad news. If you're a rival, this is nothing to celebrate. This is terrible, 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 terrible news indeed. If you're a Man City fan, though, and he signs this new deal and he extends for 2, 3, 4 years, you could be creating something great. And who knows beyond that? If Man City can keep Pep Guardiola fresh, if they can keep him interested, if they can keep him focused, they could break all kinds of records in the English game. I want your thoughts and feelings on Pep Guardiola's new deal. Do you think he will sign? How long will he stay for? And the big question I've got for you is, how many league titles, Champions Leagues, and domestic trophies do you believe? If he stays for 4 more years, so it extends for 4 more years, so it takes him up to 2027. So that's 5 more seasons. How many more trophies and pieces of silverware will City win? Make sure you hit the like button before you leave. Subscribe and turn on the bell notifications. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless.